Ready? Oh, yes!
Now, I'm going to give you one more round after this one. So this is the last round before we have to reveal our answers to round one. So this one linked to our podcast's links to the number 5 through Maroon 5. This round's called Famous 5. And I've decided, rather than doing the typical thing you do in quizzes of who was the top goal scorer, who was this number's all about 5. So the 5th highest or the 5th person to do this, that kind of thing. So again, I'm not expecting you to know answers here, but use what you know about footy to think who might be in and around those numbers.
Maybe I'll make a note of that. Use what you know about footy in this round. Just record that down.
Get the answer right.
That's like a Joey Barton team talk.
I give up. Anyway.
Can you just go back to Can you go back to the other round and tell Cam to use what he knows about?
Yeah, I wish I had used it for question number 2 in the last round.
Question number 1. Who has the 5th most appearances in Premier League history?
Is it Harry Redknapp?
Do you know anyone who was managing roughly half the games that Redknapp managed Spurs, Portsmouth, and them? Oh.
Is this on loan appearances?
Total. Okay, number 2. Which team have the 5th most Premier League wins ever?
Oh.
Danny.
I think these are all going to be very hard.
Yeah.
I'm getting absolutely none of these.
Right? I think there's a good chance we all get none.
No. You'll get one just by fluke, if anything. Which is always good in a quiz.
By our football knowledge, though.
Right, now the next one is based on a website called footballcritic.com, which allows members of the public to rank goals and score them out of 10. There are 2 players who are joint as being considered the 5th best Premier League goal of all time. Name either of the players.
Did we get 2 goes or just one?
Go on, for this, I'll let you have 2 guesses.
Tom Davis.
Oh, God.
Been some good goals, hasn't it?
Lots of good goals.
I'm trying to think of 2 goals that I would rate exactly the same. That's the way I'm going about this.
One of mine I actually don't rate, but people do rate it. And
yeah, I'm sort of going for 2.
Yeah, just that's what you need to be thinking of. I'll tell you now, only one of the top 5 is still playing. And they were third.
Okay, so it's not that one.
No.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Will one of the answers make you think?
I can't possibly answer.
No.
That makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Have we all got to put that now?
Why? I'm not going to give answers away, am I?
Bob, you can't be asking questions like that. You've gone too far there.
Right, next one. Which manager has won the 5th most Manager of the Month awards in Premier League history?
Redknapp's managed the most games by a mile. So.
We've got a lot of games. We got 1 in 10. You're doing all right.
Those are mad people. Didn't Ferguson only win it? Ferguson won it a small amount of times for the amount of time that he was there. Tricky.
And lastly, this one, you can use your brain a bit more if you track back. Who was the 5th Chelsea manager of the Premier League era?
Including caretakers, do you know? Or you're not too sure?
Yeah, so total managers. I don't think there were any caretakers in that time.
Were there any on loan?
Was it Harry Redknapp? With 800 games.
I reckon I could name the Chelsea ones from but it's just at the start. I wouldn't know.
I'll tell you now. I've not tried to trick you. It's a well-known Chelsea manager.
Yeah, no, yeah, I've gone for that, to be honest. But
Right. Looks to be a low scoring round. This.
oh no,
Has anyone got one?
Yeah.
oh god,
Has everybody got at least one?
I don't know. No, I don't think so.
no.
Okay, let's get the answers then. So, question number one was who's made the fifth most number of appearances in the Premier League? We had a couple of answers. I think we had John Terry, Gary Speed, Steven Gerrard, Frank Lampard. None of whom are the correct answer. The correct answer is goalkeeper come striker David James.
Do you know what? I've got a list. I had Speed, Barry, Milner. I knew they were up there, and I had James because I knew he was up there as well. But I thought he was like first or second.
I think Barry's second, isn't he?
I think Barry's top, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought Barry was top.
I knew because Speed was top for ages, and Barry went past me. I assume Milner had, and I thought I just had him here. James would have been higher. I've got him written down, but I just thought Speed might have dropped down to fifth. Now that was my logic.
Next up, which team has won the fifth most amount of games in the Premier League? Tell me who you were thinking.
I went Spurs. Just probably someone who's been just outside the top.
I went City because they've had years where they weren't in the league.
That was my thinking too. I also went City.
You'd
imagine Liverpool, United, Chelsea, Arsenal would be ahead of everyone else, and then it's just whether Tottenham haven't been ever present, have picked up more than City, but City's points the last few seasons have been a joke. So I also went City. Yeah,
we do have a correct answer in this round.
A correct answer,
and it is for Callum. It's Spurs.
Where is City? Do you know?
I'll check later.
Oh, that's a lie. That's what I say to the kids and just.
We'll mark them together next lesson. Don't you worry about that one.
You're a grown man.
Get your green pens ready next lesson.
Right. Number 3 then. Arguably the trickiest one because it's totally subjective, this one. But what do you think the general public would have voted the 5th best goals of the Premier League era?
I just went with players that you scored loads of belters, so I said Henry and Letizia. Makes you think.
Well, until Callum said about think like that, I was going to go Henry and Rooney. I had Rooney down first, and then I just thought, well, that Di Canio goal, which I don't rate that highly, but I thought that might be up in the top 5 because that seems to be loved by everyone. So I went for Di Canio and Rooney, and again, Rooney for the logic, he scored 2 or 3 that could be up there.
I've gone wild here, to be fair. I think that's why you pulled the face when I sent them in. That Jack Wilshere goal just always sticks out to my head. And there'll be recency bias because whenever it was voted, people will remember that. So if it was around that time, and then I've just lost your Bauer in because, your Bauer.
Yeah. Which one do you not rate? Phil, you were saying?
Oh, the Wilshere one. That just it's a good bit of footy, but I want goals that get blasted in from miles out. I don't want your ticky-taka goals.
Oh, interesting.
I went with thinking of he's probably scored a lot of great goals on Henry, but then I also went with Bergkamp, thinking that he's probably scored a couple of great ones. And obviously that Newcastle one stands out. That it's probably not the best, but people might have voted it highly.
I think it's a good shout, I can.
Yeah, he did fluke it around that defender, but okay.
Nicholas Dabizas.
Was it Nikos Dabizas? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, legend.
You don't get a point for that, Tosh.
No. Don't even know if it's right.
Now, let's go down the list then. Let's see what you think. So, number 1 in the list was Thierry Henry against United.
Yeah.
When he flicks it up and turns on the volley. That was
number 1.
It
surprised me that's top, though, but yeah, it's a great goal. I'm surprised that was voted top.
Me too, to be fair. Number 2.
Probably because it was a massive game as well, and just to score that goal in that game is insane.
Good, iconic celebration. He sort of that phone thing as well, doesn't he? Yeah.
Number 2 was, in fact, Dennis Bergkamp against Newcastle.
What was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Number
hoping this one against Leicester was fifth, Callum.
maybe.
Number 3 was the player who's still playing, which was Andros Townsend.
Against
the
City.
volley against City.
Unbelievable goal, that.
Number
Hits
4.
that sweetly.
Have you seen he's got senior on his shirt because he reckons his kid's going to make it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not acceptable, that. Just letting you know. Yeah, weird chicken feet, man.
Number 4 is actually my favourite goal ever, which is Van Persie's volley against Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you were going to say the Charlton one was great as well.
Yeah, the Charlton one was better with the celebration.
Yeah, but the celebration makes the goal, if you know what I mean. That volley.
No, it doesn't.
It really does. I think that the Villa volley is so much better. Dropping over the shoulder.
Mm.
So number 5 then, we've got an answer that one person said, which is Matt Le Tissier.
Oh no!
You should have been influenced.
I should have.
And number 6, sorry, not number 6, joint 5th is Robert Perez. His little dink over Schmeichel.
Yeah, fair enough.
Always getting dinked.
I can't believe that was in the top 5, but it was anyway.
No, it's fact. The only thing that ruins it is sort of the way it goes in the goal. I think that one, it's a brilliant goal, but I don't like the way it sort of goes. It seems to go in the middle, yeah, but it's a great goal.
If you want to know, Tosh, as well, Di Canio was 10th.
Oh, okay. What about
Rooney's?
Have you got Rooney's overhead?
Have you got Tom Davis against City?
Do you know the highest ranked overhead kick was Emre Can?
Oh, against Watford. Monday night game now. I was driving back to Sheffield.
Rooney's overhead is 27th.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
What about Tom Davis against City?
You know what, Bob? It's not on the list.
Yeboah?
Yeboah was teens. He was... No, he wasn't. He was in the 20s. 23rd, 24th, right next to each other.
What's the rest of the top 10?
So we've got... So Hazard against Tottenham. Berbatov against Liverpool. Van Persie against Liverpool. Di Canio, and then Le Tissier against Blackburn.
Berbatov's like overhead kick against Liverpool.
Yeah.
That
wasn't even that good.
Where's Tom Davis against City?
Not letting this one go.
What's the highest ranked Everton goal is the one?
Jesus.
Just search for Everton. Then
Patrick Berger's in there. Charlie Adams in 44th from the halfway line.
For who did he play for? Stoke, when he scored from the halfway line against Chelsea.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, Bob. I'm in the 16 now, and there's no Everton players.
Send me a link and I'll find it.
Oh, we are. James McFadden against Charlton.
That should be number 1.
That's 16.
Was Rooney against Arsenal on there? That was a good goal, wasn't it?
And that was an iconic Premier League moment, him scoring his first goal.
No, James McFadden takes top spot.
19th of October 2002. Rooney's that goal against Arsenal.
Good question, that though. Like it.
Even though, point.
Yeah, and I'll take it back actually because the greatest goal ever scored wasn't on that list.
No, I'll have to have a proper look, but no more Rooney as far as I can see, which kind of brings the list into disrepute almost.
Yeah.
Right, let's do number 4 anyway. Number 4 was the 5th most Manager of the Month awards.
I said Moise just because of the longevity.
He was in my thinking as well. As Phil said, I think there's people who don't get them. I actually went with Rafa.
I went left field. I went with Wenger just because he was there for ages, but I don't think he'll have won that many.
I went with Pochettino.
I was going to go for the Bear.
The correct answer is Jurgen Klopp.
Manager.
So Ferguson at the top, then Wenger, Guardiola, Moyes, and Klopp. Klopp's got one fewer than Moyes.
Oh.
And then just behind Klopp's Harry Redknapp.
Can't believe he did that many games.
Loads of games.
And then finally, 5th Premier League Chelsea manager. I've got a correct answer here as well.
Oh, I hope it's me.
So go on, tell me who you're thinking.
Ruud Gullit.
I was trying to name them. And I remember Hoddle managed them early on. And then I think it was Gullit. I couldn't remember I think it was Gullit and then Vialli. So I just gambled that there'd been maybe one or two before Hoddle, because Hoddle managed Swindon in the Premier League, and that's when he got his gig. So I went with Vialli, but I think Gullit could be right as well. I think that was between my two.
I went Dilly Ding, Dilly Dong, whatever he was.
Again, he was after Ranieri, so that could also be a good shout.
Yeah, I went Ranieri. I was thinking Hoddle, went Ranieri.
The correct answer is Gianluca Vialli.
Yes. Rest in peace.
Indeed.
Vialli. Oh.
Bonus points for the song. Right. Add up your scores, please. Tell me what you got.
I got one more, so 8.
5 for me still. Stuck on 5 after an early surge.
6.
Okay, so the gap's opening up a little bit. Now, it is time to reveal your answers to question 1. I don't actually know how I'm going to work this out.
It's going to take you so long.
It really is going to take me ages.
Is this the last question? Is this the last?
No, I've got 3 more rounds.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Have you actually? Oh my God.
But have you got any plans today?
Do you know what, actually? To make it easier, you could always research them for me, research your own.
Callum's already done that.
Has everyone submitted the answer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I know the answers to 2 of mine. So I think I've already got.
So you could do that for your own just to make it easier for me.
Okay.
Probably should check what I think is right as well, to be fair.
Go on, transfer market.
Yes, please. There you go, we're in, right? Got all our scores. So, who would like to go first?
Go on, I'll go first. I went with the players' appearances for one club. I went with Andre Gomez because he just came back into the Everton team, and I thought he was just on 100. So I went with him. I then went with international caps in Rooney because I thought he was around sort of early 100s mark. So I went with him for international caps. And then so I was thinking, probably on maybe early 200s, looking for someone who's probably scored between 50 and 100 goals. And so I went with DCL goals for Everton. So results-wise, do you want me to tell you what it was?
Yeah, go on, please.
Cool. So Gomez was 102 for Everton. Rooney was 120. And DCL was 64, which gives a total of 286.
So Callum is 13 out.
Let's see.
12, isn't it?
12 out.
12 out.
Well, I'll follow on from that then. So I went Crouch for Liverpool. He made a few more than I thought. He made 135. Beckham for England, 115. And then I went retro with Heskey for Liverpool. And it got me a total of 310. So I'm also 12 out.
Wow.
Every time you come on, you draw with Cal.
2 suspiciously good guesses then. I'll go next because mine's not as good. I thought I was being clever, as I mentioned earlier, so I picked 2 people for the caps and goals that I knew were very, very low. And then I was hoping I just had to get appearances, but the appearances was slightly more than I thought. So I went for international caps, Joey Barton, because I realised that he got 1 cap for England and everyone.
Could he have gone for minutes?
Yeah. So he was one cap for England, and then I went Tim Howard for Everton for goals because I also know he scored one goal. So that left me needing 296, and then I was just trying to think Everton because I thought it'd be more accurate, and I just couldn't think. So I was between Hibbert and Jagielka. I thought were both more, and I went with Hibbert in the end, but he was 329, so I got 331. So 33 out.
Well worked out, though. To be fair,
I know it's.
That.
But that's why I was annoyed. Yeah, but I mean, your two to be that close with three guesses on all of them is very good and suspicious. But
working out here if you want to see it.
Can I just throw it out there that when Phil's put it to me in the group, he's called him Husky. Which I'm telling you, we're giving you a bonus point just for that.
No, take it off because there's no such person.
Go on, Bob, you're up.
So I was going to go similar to Tosh with caps and goals. So I was going to go for Franny Jefferson, David Nugent. But instead, because I've mentioned them all episode, I went for Tom Davis for appearances for Everton, Alex Iwobi for appearances for Nigeria, and Leon Osman goals for Everton. Didn't really have much of a concept for any of these numbers, really. They just came into my head. So Tom Davis was 179 appearances for Everton. Alex Iwobi, 66 caps for Nigeria. And Leon Osman, 57 goals for Everton, bringing a total of 302.
That's an absolute joke.
Dear me.
I'm sorry.
That's insane.
Everyone else within 12 on them three things is an absolute joke. Honestly,
yeah, I'm going to be honest with you.
I thought I was going to win that with 31 out. I genuinely thought when I checked that, I can't believe it. Where's that corrupt thing? Absolutely.
4 out is unbelievable. On those 3 players as well. That's insane, that. Good work, Bob.
It is insane. It is.
I'll be honest, I don't think we've done anything here to help the rumours that everybody cheats.
I can't believe it.
I was always going to mention Davis and Iwobi, so.
And Leon Osman, the player you hate.
Hated.
Oh, sorry.
When you think of Everton goal scorers, you think of Leon Osman. That's how it is.
I knew it needed someone that wasn't absolutely loads, but.
How many was he, did he say?
57.
Right, so points for that round then. I'm going to award 4 to Bob, 3 to Phil and Callum, and 2 to Tosh.
Oh, am I getting 2? Well, I don't mind that as much.
Yeah, stop your whinging, Tosh.
That was outrageous, that.
Why does he get 2, by the way?
Shut up.
In the lead, currently, we've got joint top, we've got Tosh and Bob. Much like in keeping up appearances so far this season.
The way it should be.
Then in second place, we've got Callum on 9. And in fourth place, we've got Phil on 8.
What were my and Bob's score? Sorry.
Oh, sorry, 10.
Oh.
Well, I'm third. I'm third.
The next round is called Who Am I?
Sure.
Now, I'm going to... Yeah, at least you can say it. I'm going to give you a basic, and I mean a very basic introduction to a player. You've then got 2 questions each, so we'll go round in a loop. 2 questions each that you get to ask me to try and gauge who I am. I can only answer yes or no, though. So you can't say, what's your name, obviously, because I know Phil would have tried that. Now, here's how the point... So the first group of questions, so you'll get 1 each. And the points will still be 5 points. But from the second round, every time we ask a question, if you still don't know it, we lose points. When you think you know the answer, send it to me in the chat. Does that make sense?
And you only get 1 go at guessing.
You only get 1 go. So once you've submitted, you're done.
Are you going to dress up as the player as well?
No.
Andy Johnson.
Kalina. Right. So does that make sense?
So there's no point in guessing until after the first round of questions.
You've pretty much got a free round where you can ask me 1 question each. Then the points start to lower after the second round of questions, or once the second round of questions starts.
So if me and Bob are joined in the quiz, it's in my interest to ask irrelevant questions, isn't it? So I don't want them getting any points.
If you want to play like that, yeah.
What a snake.
Sorry, can anyone guess after any question? It's not like you have to guess after your question.
No, you can guess after any, yeah. But
Okay,
once you've submitted your answer, you if the next one's bang on, you can't go back. But if say you all ask one question, once the second round starts, if you go there, you'll get 5 points still.
Yeah.
If the next question goes, you'll get 4, and that so on. Yeah. So here's the very basic introduction to the player. I am a British player, and I've played in the Premier League for most of my career. That's all you get.
I'll go first. Have you played for more than one Premier League club?
Yes.
Should have picked a different number there, I reckon.
Yeah, that could be a lot of players.
Have you played for 3 or more clubs?
Yes.
Gonna use all our questions trying to establish how many clubs you played for.
Are you a winger?
Okay, I'll break the yes or no. I'll say I'm a wide forward, but also generally a forward.
Referencing the last episode, is that where you want to play, or is that where your manager's been playing you?
I wouldn't know with this guy.
Are you English?
No.
Good question.
So that's the first round done. So after each question now, we lose a point.
Good question, that Cal. I wasn't thinking down that route. So what is there a specific order now in terms of who asks?
Yeah, so well, do you know what? We don't need to. If you've got a question and you want to answer, that's sound. And then if you want to have a guess, whack it in the chat.
Have I won the Premier League?
No.
Have you won the Premier League?
No.
Have I played for a club on Merseyside?
Yes. Do you know what? I might give you another round of questions. Just because this is going to be hard, because you've only got 2 left. I give you another full round. So you got these 2 and then 1 more go each.
How's that affected the points?
The points start as of when the last round starts. So you're still on the free round. Go wild. Do what you want.
Have I played for a Manchester club?
Yes.
Did I play for the Merseyside club in the last 5 years?
No.
I've got no idea still.
Right. So now this is the last round. So you've had 8 questions. You've actually managed to get quite a bit out of me, I think.
Can you repeat what
I
we've
think
got
I might have it.
So if you think you'd have got it, Phil, whack it in and you'll get maximum points. So far we've got non-English forward, played for a Merseyside club, played for a Manchester club, hasn't played for the Merseyside club in the last 5 years.
I've gone for
Phil,
it.
I'll let you know. Phil has submitted an answer.
I'll go as well.
Right?
Right. Bob's also submitted an answer.
Are we not allowed to know if we got it right?
Nope.
Oh, it's tense, isn't it?
Now,
do I still get my question?
Yeah, you can still ask questions, but it's up to you if you want to help people or if you want to throw a curveball in like Tosh, because you've submitted your answer, so it's too late for you.
Have I played for the Manchester club in the last 5 years?
No.
I'm confident here.
I can tell. Anyone got another question?
I haven't got a clue, so I'm gonna have to narrow it down. I was just gonna say, did he play for Liverpool?
Yes.
Ah.
Which makes you ask, did he play for Man City?
Yes.
Okay.
Someone from.
I'm going to stop the recording now because I'm dead annoyed.
Replace Liverpool City.
You know what, Bob? You were brave. Well played.
Oh, yeah, fair play, Bob. Right.
Fortune favours the brave, especially me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I might
especially when you get it right.
I might tell Callum who it is for his birthday.
Thanks, Bob.
Yeah, Google.
Or you could ask a very leading question, Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could. It's just you left, Bob. It's up to you.
Oh, right, okay. Well, I suppose if other people get it right now, it might annoy Phil. So, is he currently Vincent Kompany's assistant manager?
Yes. Submit your answers whenever you've got them. So, we've got all 4 answers in. I actually think that game is great. Even more so because we've ended up getting quite a few correct answers. But fortunately for Phil went nice and early and submitted a guess of Craig Bellamy. Bob followed straight up. He went on the wrong side of Manchester and the wrong side of Merseyside, and he went for Mark Hughes, who I also think won the Premier League, didn't he? And then obviously Bob's leading question gave Callum and Tosh the answer of Craig Bellamy. So well done, everyone. Well done, 3 of you.
Get in.
With
Well
the
done,
correct
Phil,
answer of Craig Bellamy. Phil gets 5 points. Callum and Tosh get 1 each, and Bob unfortunately gets 0.
Not asked.
Now, the points have seen a big change there because obviously that 5-point flip has put Phil top of the leaderboard. Phil's now on 13 points. Tosh is in second on 11. Bob and Callum are joint third on 10. This is our final proper quiz round because we've got 1 round left at the end, which is a nice game of keeping up appearances. But for now, it's our final quiz round, and it's called Rockbusters. I can't take credit for this, unfortunately. This credit belongs entirely to Carl Pilkington. And the idea behind this game is I give you a cryptic clue to a footballer's name with their initials, and you've got to work out what the clue means to work out what the player's name is. For example, on the old Ricky Gervais podcasts, we would have had the initials AK for a band and the clue Exploding Pet. So an exploding pet is, of course, Atomic Kitten. That's how it works. Sometimes they are a little bit silly. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Right. Number 1, the initial is N. N. And the clue is, I've just told my mum to make the noise a horse makes.
This is a footballer.
Footballer.
What was the initial? Just what? Just N?
I think when you just said N.
Yeah. Next one. NP. NP. Don't tell anyone, but I'm planning to steal that very religious man.
Yeah.
Number 2. That's not true. Number 3. My cousin, who is named after the Japanese currency, has just been convicted of stealing.
Yeah, I'm not the initial for that.
The initial.
Sorry, AR. My cousin, who is named after the Japanese currency, has just been convicted of stealing.
Very good.
That's very good.
Have you made these up?
Yeah.
Very good.
Number 4. The initial is JG. My friend James has just lost his mum. He's very sad. My friend James has just lost his mum. He's very sad. Ooh.
JG.
Yep. Right, move on to the next one then. The final one of our Rockbusters round. The initials are VA. And the clue is, so that's 2 tickets, one for my friend Vivian and the other for her male child.
I've made the spelling mistake there, but
Yeah, you've
typo for number 2. But
and number 4.
4 and 5, I had no idea.
have I made the spelling mistake with that one? Have I?
We've got all of our answers in. Well corrected, Tosh. Thank you. So let's have a quick run through what our answers will be. So number 1, I'm not gonna ask you for the answers. I'll just tell you them. Makes it easier. So number 1, the initial was N, and the clue was I've just told my mum to make the noise a horse makes. So obviously a horse makes a neigh sound. So you'd probably say, "Ma, neigh, neigh, ma, neigh, ma." The player is Neymar.
What about Sadio Mane then, couldn't you?
No.
No, because that wasn't the initial.
Okay, next one. The initial was NP, and the clue was, don't tell anyone, but I'm planning to steal that very religious man. So obviously a very religious man is the Pope, and if I'm going to steal them, I'm going to nick them, so it's Nick Pope. Number 3. AR. My cousin, who's named after the Japanese currency, has just been convicted of stealing.
That's the best one.
Yeah, it's very weird.
It's very good, though.
So, obviously, if you know, the Japanese currency is the yen. And if it's my cousin called yen, I'd say, oh, yen. Oh, yen. And if they've been stealing, so they've been robbing. So it's oh, yen, robbing.
Very good.
Very good, yeah.
Number 4, JG. My friend James has just lost his mum. He's very sad. If you lose someone, you grieve, don't you?
Oh.
So my friend James, or as I call him, Jimmy, he grieves. So it's Jimmy Greaves.
I was trying to force Jimmy Garner in that.
I was just
going to get Garner.
No, I had Garner just because it was the only one. I think it didn't work. I was openable, but I just got Greaves at the last second just for the Jimmy. I knew he said that the fact he'd said James meant that it wouldn't be James. Cryptic, innit?
Well, J Mars gone. Oh, you sad, really.
Come on, I'm better than that.
You said sad. Cryptic, innit?
Yeah, cryptic.
Cryptic. J Mars gone. Oh, I'm having that.
2 points of anything.
Last one then, VA. So that's 2 tickets, one for my friend Vivian, and the other for her male child. So obviously, I'd say this one's for Viv. I'd go one for Viv and her son, Viv and her son, Viv Anderson.
The problem with that one is his name is actually Vivian, isn't it? So you've actually said his name there, really.
Yeah, but he's famously Viv.
Yeah, I mean, I got it, so I'm happy.
Yeah,
first black player to play for England, I think, as well, maybe.
Well, maybe that's what the tickets are for.
Correct.
Tell you what, this is tight going into the last round, which is exactly what we wanted. In first place, going into the final round, we've got Tosh in front on 17. In second place is Phil on 16. In third place is Bob on 15. And in last place is Callum on 14. Let's move on then to our final round. Now, normally our parameters for keeping up appearances are between 50 and 450, but I don't, even though we've kind of already done that in the first round, I don't want to waste any more players for us. So this one's different. It's going to be keeping up appearances under 50 games. Ooh. So our parameters are between 1 and 50. Ooh. Or, well, 1 and 49. Let's pick the team that you're going to be choosing from. So with a quick look at the Premier League table, let's choose in 7th position, let's choose West Ham. West Ham United. Ooh. You've got to pick a player that has played as close to 18 games as possible.
Oh, my God. Not current.
Not current.
I can probably fit potentially come second or third, can I, and still win just as long as the order doesn't go in the right way. What was if you got a tie-break situation, Sean?
Not really, no. But I can
one
think
ready.
of one. Do we really want to extend the longest quiz ever?
You have to do this in 2 parts. There's no way no one's listening for 2 hours.
Bet you they will.
Build it and they will come.
Build it and I won't promote it.
I've gone, Cal.
Oh. You haven't been watching Callum closely enough, Sean, for my liking.
I haven't actually. That's true. I'm really sorry. I'll know when his answer comes in because he.
I want his screen shared.
Again, I'd be a bit frustrated that all these 3 can get within 10 for caps, appearances, and goals. Can't get someone with 18.
Right. Have we all got answers then?
Indeed, we have.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Who'd like to go first, talking through your answer?
Phil submitted first. He should explain his thinking.
I went a bit too quickly, I think, but I remembered a goalkeeper playing in goal for them against Chelsea. He was the son of a former goalie, I think, the son of Alvin Martin.
Centre half him, I think.
Was he? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Bit before my time. And I went for him because I thought he had like an half season. But it turns out, well, looking at it, that he never. So, yeah. David Martin was my guess. Ginger goalie. He was Liverpool youth product and then went to MK Dons and then went to West Ham after that. Don't know anything else. But yeah.
I did think him, but then I literally couldn't remember. I thought he'd be about that, and including I thought he might have played in cups. But I also the reason I was sort of going against him was that I didn't know whether he was still there, just like as one of the backup 3. We said you couldn't have Curran, so my thinking was I had a couple in my head. One that popped into mind. Do you remember that Freddie Sears?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
For Southend or Colchester.
I just remember him coming through, and I remember him scoring. It was when we were in Prague. Callum scored for West Ham, and I think he scored against Everton not long after. But we thought was again he was a young West Ham lad, and he scored a couple of goals. Has probably played a bit more than that. I was then trying to think of people who I thought had been there like on loan or for short times, and my answer that I've gone for is Demba Ba, because I think he went there for a tiny little spell. And I can't remember, was it just before Newcastle?
Or no, was it just after. Yeah. It was after Chelsea.
Was it at OC? Well, I've got that mixed up in my head, but I think he was there for not a huge amount of time. So but again, probably going to be on the more. It's whether he was, I think they signed him in January. I seem to remember that. But
oh no, it was before Newcastle.
Because I think he was going somewhere, no one would take a chance on him with his because he had dodgy knees, and I think he scored some goals for West Ham and then went to Newcastle, and then Newcastle then signed Cisse. But yeah, that was my thinking anyway.
His interview with Jeff Shreves. I love syrup.
Syrup, yeah.
Stick that in after come on Wednesday, Sean.
I was similar to Tosh in trying to think of sort of young players who kind of broke through but maybe didn't do much. I went with Vaz Tay, but I think he possibly maybe got a couple of seasons worth out of him. I think he probably would have just done too much, but it was just someone who I kind of thought of who kind of
bit of a cult hero for them, isn't he? Because he
scored.
He scored in the playoffs
against Blackpool. Yeah. I'd suspect he was at Bolton first, wasn't he? I think he'd be higher, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think he'd be too high, but it was just someone who just popped up, and I couldn't really think of anyone else, so I went with him.
Go on, Bob.
I initially was going down the route of West Ham signed some absolute donkeys when they had that Eggert Mangerson or whatever his name was, one of the previous owners. So I was initially going to go for Savio, but I couldn't remember his surname. Then I went with for my old trusted Everton link route. So was going to go for Enner Valencia, but then I went back a bit and went for Lars Jacobson, who I think was at West Ham very briefly.
That's probably a good shout, that.
You've just triggered in my mind another player. Could have been Mascherano. But
yeah, he didn't play that much, did he?
Yeah.
That's a good shout. Jacobson could be a good shout. He's going to be low, isn't he? Go on, Sean.
Is that everyone?
Yeah.
I think that was everyone, yeah.
So, what's your guess, Sean?
I'll say in a minute when I've Googled. Callum, send me a link.
What's the link for?
Google.
Right. So I've checked them all. We've got some very close answers and one quite way off.
Yeah, that'll be me.
It's
So-
not sure. Not sure this time.
I know, it's great. It's great being on the side. In fourth place, with 61 appearances, 43 out, is Callum with Ricardo Vazte. Then in third place, 13 out, is David Martin, Phil's guess, who only managed 5 appearances for West Ham.
I think.
Oh, really?
I think COVID did it because it was 1920. Looking at it,
Yeah, maybe.
disappointing.
So that's 1 point for Callum, 2 for Phil. Now it's a shootout between Bob and Tosh, like we used to this year. In second place, 8 out, was Lars Jakobsen with 26 appearances. So our winner this week of keeping up appearances and of the overall quiz is Michael Tosh with Demba Ba, who managed 13 appearances. So it was only 5 out.
Good shout, that.
Well played, Tosh.
Oh, Tosh.
Thank you very much.
So let's look at our final leaderboard then. Even though it was really close going in, Tosh managed to extend his lead as he always does. So in first place with 21 points, it's Tosh. Second place joint second place on 18, we've got Phil and Bob. And then in last place on 15 points, we've got Callum.
Happy New Year to all the listeners.
Yeah. Anyone want to do a closer?
You've just said Happy New Year to yourself, though.
Yeah. Be a nice message for you when listen back though.
Tosh should do it. Like to do a House of Games that when I'll do a closing message.
Did they actually?
Yeah, do you do like a little thing? Don't you do the last the winner?
At the end of the week, yeah, you're right.
Oh,
do you want me to intro you?
Yeah, go on.
So well done to Tosh for sweeping up here at our 2024 New Year quiz. We'll be back next week with a regular episode and continuing on from there. But until then, have a wonderful New Year. And our winner, Tosh, has got a little message for you to close out.
First of all, I'd like to thank Sean for the great effort with the quiz. And yeah, I'll be back next year to defend my title. Hope all you listeners still will be.
At least
Thanks
Phil
and good
will
night.
Yeah, Phil, will you still be listening next year, Phil?
Yeah, I'll still be here next year. I'm staying on the Zoom call until the next show is.
Oh, you're not.
Thanks, everyone, if you
All right.
even bothered making it through right to the end. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back next week. See you later.
See you later. Thank
Bye.
you.
Oh, yeah, I'm not here next week.
I'll have to
Phil,
be-
are you free?